Listen, don't argue with me. Argue with PFF, because I've been saying it. The Philadelphia Eagles with the best offensive line in the league. Jalen Hurts looking like he bench pressing 405. Man, he probably is. What's up?
Step back and watch the step cook.
You own 17 birds. Big ring, I play for the 17 birds. Hit my line if you own 17 birds. Big ring, I play for the 17 birds.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah. Lil Brunson back at you with the back at you, and I'm the best reporting on the Eagles. Listen, before we get to the meat and potatoes, I have to let you know, it's absolutely mandatory that I let you know that Father's Day is around the corner, and if you have not tapped in with Big Manscaped and use code Brunson, you are slipping. I'm talking about Boxes 4.0, various packages that they drop throughout the year. You know what I'm saying? Packages include varieties of items like you can get the foot deodorant, the foot duster. Hold on, what else? Cologne if you want. Stop it. I can go on and on. Body spray. One time. I can go on and on with this. Crop preservers. What? The lawnmowers is in the bathroom. I got a 3.0. I got a 4.0. Listen, I'm Big Manscaped. You know what I'm saying? So tap in, use code Brunson, say 20% off, get the free shipping. Take care of Pops, bro. Father's Day is coming. It's approaching fast. I got to remind you about that. So listen, PFF, man, they come out and say it, man. They say, listen, the Philadelphia Eagles, best offensive line in football. The bottom line, man, you can't shake this up. You can't make this no other way. It's simply, it is what it is. The best offensive line in football. You know what I'm saying? They did it amongst tiers. We're in tier 1. I have no concern for who's in the below tier than us, but I'll check it out. You know what I mean? This article pertains to where the Philadelphia Eagles are, and that's at the top of the mountain. So it don't matter if you in tier 2. It don't matter if you the number 2 seed. You have to look up at us in terms of offensive line play. I've been felt this strong about it, man. You know what I'm saying? Top tier teams, according to PFF, have minor to no weaknesses. Minor to no weaknesses when you're talking about teams that's in the realm of the Philadelphia Eagles offensive line. The projected starting lineup, which we all probably know, that left side is just ridiculously stacked with young talent. Jordan Mailata, left tackle. Landon Dickerson, left guard. Kelsey, Hall of Famer in the middle. Isaac Seumalo, right guard. Lane Johnson, who didn't even give up a sack last year, right tackle. Now, I'm going to read this because it's interesting. It's interesting. There may not be a single below average starter along the Eagles offensive line. End sentence. I'll read it again. There may not be a single below average starter along the Eagles offensive line. Everybody on the offensive line is at least an average starter in the National Football League. At least. There's no weak link. They're saying that they can't process it. So what that tells me is that the guy who gets the least recognition on the line, which always comes from that right guard spot, simply because of the shuffling we had to do with Brandon Brooks being in and out and ultimately retiring, that guy in that right guard position is a star as well. He can go somewhere and start Isaac Seumalo. Philly Mike been saying this all year. The other guys are just so good that it kind of diminishes what you think of this guy. You playing next to an all-pro and you playing next to a guy who didn't allow a sack. Speaking of sacks, the year before last, when we had the 4-win season, the Philadelphia Eagles offensive line was horrid. Horrid, I tell you. But at that time, you had no Landon Dickerson. You had no Jordan Mailata up to speed to where he's at now. He was still rugby guy, still learning. You know what I'm saying? Still learning. Lane Johnson was severely banged up. Kelsey was the only one that played every snap on the offensive line last year. Now, everybody healthy. Fast forward to next year, the year that just passed. Everybody healthy. You know what I mean? You set record-setting numbers for rushing attacks. You know what I mean? You play a part in that. Everybody healthy. You went from giving up 64 sacks the 4-win season to last year 32 sacks. You cut it down by more than half. Ridiculous. 30 sacks. And then when you break down how these sacks were, you know what I'm saying? When you break down the people that gave up the sacks, you start to dive more in depth into it. Like, nobody's really giving up more than 5 sacks or something like that when you look at the list. Nobody. And 5 sacks out of the 32 were attributed to, you know what I mean, coverage sacks. You know what I mean? Basically, a coverage sack is that the opposing defense is playing. The defense is playing so good against our offense that we simply don't have nowhere to go with the ball, and that's creating, opportunities for offensive linemen who might didn't get defensive linemen who might didn't get the best jump on the ball and had a sloppy pass rush to now find their footing and try again and get home eventually. So that's like a coverage sack. You know what I mean? The coverage was good. You couldn't find nowhere to go. The rush eventually got to you. They are professional athletes on that side of the ball as well. You know what I mean? You could cut down. With how many sacks were attributed to Hurts? I think 7 or 5 or something like that. You could cut down, you know what I'm saying, Jalen Hurts sack total. You know what I mean? You could say at least 2. At least 2 he won't have. You know what I mean? Because now he's in the same system for the second time. He'll know the hot routes. He'll know when to get the ball away. He'll use those checkdowns more because he understands the playbook more. You know what I'm saying? To go under 30 sacks would be crazy for me. You know what I mean? I would be very excited for this offensive line. You know, that means if you go under 30 sacks this season, you got at least 2 All-Pros on this offensive line. And everybody made the Pro Bowl, but you got 2 All-Pros. You know what I mean? That means you really turned it up a notch, and you really showed that his levels in the offensive line department. So, I really believe in them guys. And Howie Roseman has emphasized that that's going to be the bloodline of this team. Howie Roseman emphasized that if I don't get nothing right, I'm going to get it right there. You want to know why? Because I got Kelsey locked in. I got Lane Johnson locked in. I can afford to take chances because I'm playing with 2 really, really good guys. And then you got guys that play multiple positions too, like the Isaac Seumalo's. You know what I mean? You got guys that have moved around all over the offensive line. You're going to be able to fill this offensive line for years to come. For years to come, I'm telling you. You're never going to have a problem there because you went out and got Cam Jerkins, who's coming and learning from guys of this magnitude. Listen, it's coming full circle for this offensive line. Mailata and Landon Dickerson just are violent. They just want to be great. They just want to cause collision and cause ruckus. This is the best offensive line scenario for a guy like Jalen Hurts. When he has to improvise, you have athletic enough offensive linemen who are so great at recognizing what the quarterback needs to create more time. It makes no sense. Now Hurts got to understand what to do with this time. Hurts didn't struggle in the passing game because of the offensive line last year. Let's make that correct. Clearly, PFF got him as number 1. Let's get that correct. That's not why he struggled. He struggled because he didn't understand what he missed windows. He missed windows. You know what I mean? And back to them coverage sacks. The coverage should never be that good if you got wide receivers drafted in the first round. Jalen Reagor, first round wide receiver. Devontae Smith, first round wide receiver. Dallas Goedert put up numbers. Quez was eating. You got Miles Sanders coming out the flat. There's no reason why you should have coverage sacks. No reason. And you got a quarterback that can run. You got so many ways to move the ball. So I know we didn't have a lot of coverage sacks, but I'm not happy about that. But we did try to address it. Maybe the wide receivers weren't getting open. We've experienced that as Philadelphia Eagles fans. But we go out there and go get A.J. Brown. He can get open. Smitty already showed you he can get open. Quez can get open. You know what I'm saying? Quez can get open. The cream is just rising to the top. You know what I'm saying? Pause. You know what I'm saying? The good guys are prevailing. The good guys are being shown. So Howie Roseman is a genius, bro. This offensive line alone should prove that. You know what I mean? It should prove that. He even got the gift of gab to bring guys back on a 1-year deal. Kelsey could have been done. Could have been done. How you talk somebody into, hey, I give you some bread. Groom youngin' for me. You know what I'm saying? And then you could dip. How you do that? But Kelsey deserves it. He deserves that type of treatment, man. But let me know what y'all think in the comments, man. It's just, it's no surprise to me.